Which diesel engine is the best for building power? Dollar for dollar, bang for your buck up to an 800 horsepower street truck, you will not compete with the 6-liter. Studs, fuel, air, and you got a truck that loves to be beating the piss out of at 700 horse. There is absolutely not another diesel engine that can take the abuse like a 6-liter can. You can ride it hard, you can put it away wet, bounce it off the limiter. These things love to be abused, and they're built to take power off the showroom floor. When it comes to peak power, king shit is always going to go to the 6.7, or at least the 6.7 platform. You got your 6.4, you get your billet blocks, but inline 6 design, that displacement, with the balance that an i6 provide, you're able to ask a lot more of that rotating assembly that you're ever going to be able to see in any V8 platform. Now, anything post 2020 with the CGI block, the hydraulic lifter 6.7s, not those. This is purely like the 2007.5 to 2019 Cummins. That platform is king dick. But I don't want to sound like Chewbacca farting in a trash can. The strongest platform to start from in the Duramax would have to be the L5P. The biggest crankshaft, the strongest connecting rods. They're actually a little bit shorter, so you can have a deeper piston design. Like there's more meat inside of that piston. Just an incredibly strong, stout platform. And notice how I use GMCs because the Chevys are too ugly to make big power. King dick power stroke has to be the 6.4. Maybe the most problematic stock, but the strongest foundation to build your power plant from. If you're talking a non-emissions powerhouse, it's a toss-up between the LB7 and this 5.9 common rail. Now, technically, I think you can take the computer out of the 5.9 common rail and use it on the 6.7, so you still have a computer that's dedicated to just running the engine, no emissions equipment. But the LB7 and the 5.9 common rail are in a league of their own because they are the only common rails that didn't come with any sort of emissions equipment on it. If you're talking horsepower, it's hard not to bring up the 12 valve because especially when it comes to not having to use a tuner, fully mechanically injected truck, there's not an engine that can compete with the power capabilities of a P-pumped 12 valve. And then if you're talking trucks that maybe don't have the ceiling, but the stock parts are built reliably enough with the fuel capabilities in stock form and the air capabilities in stock form that when tuned, you can get a decent amount, a little bit of power and not really blow it up. A 6.7, LBZ, and LMM are kind of in a realm of their own. Not as capable as other counterparts in their respective platforms, but have a well-balanced stock setup so you can just slap a tuner on it. You may not see the peak power numbers, but you're going to have a pretty reliable, fun to drive unit. Now, as far as most inefficient, as in picture horsepower as the return on your investment, the 7.3 and then the VP Cummins are kind of in a league of their own as the worst dollar per horsepower engines out there. They just really don't offer that good of a return on the investment. That being said, seeing either one of these trucks running the high horsepower numbers, making the big power, is going to have that much more of an awe factor and bring that much more attention to your build.